hunting is fun. I still like to do it, but farming is much more gratifying.
Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
This morning, we are talking about how to generate referrals. Seven. I think how many fingers? Steve, how many fingers do I hold up? 7 fingers?
There's 7 there.
7. Perfect. 7 ways to generate referrals. We're going to cover this in 30 minutes or less. We have Steve Williams as our guest host today, who is a long-term industry veteran. He's done pretty much anything you could name in this industry. He's done it at a pretty high level. So I'm excited to hear you break this down, Steve.
I'm excited to spread the wealth.
And tell everybody before we dive in, how do you describe the market you're in? How do you describe your market area? Like if someone were to try to send you referrals.
I'm in a coastal area of Jacksonville, Florida, but I sell all over Northeast Florida, depending on what the needs are. So
cool. Love it. All right. So let's talk generating referrals. Is there an overall strategy we're using, or are we just going to break them down one at a time to get through the 7 of them?
Well, I wanted to keep it short and sweet, so I started with 7, but there's many more, some gifts, some additional ideas I'm going to spread. And then at the end of this, I've got a system that they could try out on their own for 30 days for free if they want. That it kind of does it all for them, makes it very easy.
I love it. And in your career, just to kind of set some context, and I'll let you roll through these, what percentage of your business would you say has come from referrals over the years?
Well, it's been since about 2012 when I finally realized all that hunting I was doing. That's one of the things I'm going to describe. Do you want to hunt or do you want to farm? I decided that hunting was very tiring and unpredictable, and so I got into farming, hence referrals and repeats. And when I started doing that, then I'd say the percentage of my business, to answer your question, is in the 90 percentile all the time now.
Wow. All right. So I'm going to let you roll. If I have questions, I'll jump in. But otherwise, let's take us through. Take us through some of these and your story. I'd love to see what these said.
When I was creating my notes for this today, I was going, well, what is a referral? So I looked up a definition of referral in Cambridge Dictionary, and it's the act of directing someone to a different place or person for help or action, often to a person or group with more knowledge or power. So what's the best description of referrals and repeats in the real estate business? And that's why I started with hunting or farming. And hunting is where we're chasing our for sale by owners, expired listings, our internet leads, our pay for your leads. And they all have a place. I still like to hunt, but in the end of the day, referrals I relate with farming. So every person that I've ever done business with, family, friends, those are the 3 criteria that I want to cultivate and farm for all of my referrals and repeats. And so I always like to ask, how would you like to spend your real estate career? Hunting is fun. I still like to do it, but I'm very limited in what I do, the things that I like to do as far as hunting. But farming is much more gratifying. So let's talk about the 7 methods that I've used over the years to develop referrals from the farm, family, friends, and past customers. So I think the first step you got to do to do this, and I'm sure most of everyone on this call has some form of this or another, but it's a central part to be able to do these steps. The first is you got to create that CRM database so that you can centralize and cohesively generate consistent real estate centric communication with your families, friends, and past clients. And so that's the first step. The second step is a lot of different things you can do once you've created that. And it doesn't have to be overnight that you create that database. You just, every day you think of somebody, you add them in there and you just add to it. Eventually you could have hundreds and hundreds. I like to coalesce them and condense them down to I call it the top 150, those 150 that I consistently hear from, those that have consistently sent me referrals or have been a source of repeat business. But the way you can do that, once you have that CRM established, which was step 1, is step 2 is start to email and snail mail them your newsletter. And there's a lot of different resources for that newsletter that are out there. and I'll provide you one here at the end. Always a fun thing to put in that newsletter so that it gets read, especially if you're emailing or mailing it out, is you want to offer a trivia question in there, and everyone who answers it correctly, you want to give them a prize. And when you give them something, the one thing I use here all the time that seems to get a lot of traction is I give away scratch-off lottery tickets from Florida. And they really get a hoot out of that. Someone who actually wins the grand prize, they typically get a $25 Amazon gift card from me. So that's number two. The third thing you can do, third step would be a community website. And there's whether it's Nextdoor or a whole bunch of different other websites out there that you can create a community website where you offer tips to your top 150 or however many hundreds of people that you have out there. It can be I would call them your resources for plumbers, electricians, home cleaning, all those things, attorneys, on and on and on. And that kind of reciprocates. I like to record videos with these people that are in my website, my community website, that provide me things on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. All those people that I mentioned, and I'll film a quick little 1 or 2 minute clip with them, and I'll post it on that website. Hey, if you need, the best plumber, this guy has solved more problems for me than anything else. And so you post them in step number 3 in your community website. What you're trying to establish here by doing these different steps is that you're the go-to person for anything that your clients, your farm needs. When they think of where can I find so-and-so, you always want to be top of mind with them. So that's what these 7 steps do. They keep you top of mind for anything and everything that they might need. And then number 1 is when they need you for real estate, they're going to call you first because you've been the resource for everything else they've ever needed. When you get a listing, call, text, or email your top 150 or everyone else in your CRM and ask them if they know of any family or friends that they know that might be interested in your listing. It shows them that you're active in your marketplace. It shows them that you're practicing what you're preaching, and you'll be shocked sometimes who reaches back out to you and says, "Oh, I got so-and-so moving into town." Now, chances that they're not going to buy your listing per se, but now you've gotten a referral that you can cultivate and work with. Another neat thing I like to do to stay top of mind, which step number 5, is surprise your past clients by showing up at their door with a surprise gift. And it can be something goofy. It could be a little miniature pumpkin right before Halloween or something. And that's a really cool way to stay connected and, again, top of mind with your clients or anybody for that matter. It could be if you're farming a neighborhood around your house. Step number 6, ask for referrals at the happiest moments of their lives. And that could be around their wedding anniversaries, the anniversaries of when they bought their home. It could be it could be their birthday. I always send out a birthday card. I make sure this is something you can do as part of your 7 steps to stay top of mind to get referrals, is to everyone that you've ever done business with and family and friends. Make sure you understand or know that what their birthday is, and you just go to Hallmark and buy up a bunch of birthday cards. And again, I stick my scratch-off lottery ticket in there, and I wish them happy birthday, and as well as my business card, and always stay top of mind. The step number 7 that I can give you as an idea is use your CRM to give key market insights as to what's going on in your marketplace. How many, what's the number of homes in your particular city, neighborhood, whatever, that are currently for sale? What's been the rate of those homes selling? How many have sold? How many are for sale? What's the list to sales percentage? Those types of key statistics, whether you do that monthly, quarterly, however often a year. Another way to step number 7 to stay top of mind by offering those key market insights to your CRM. So that's a quick overview of some different ways that you can do it. And this is the way I used to start out for when I realized farming was much more was what I wanted to do more than anything, to be able to count on a consistent income on a monthly basis in my real estate practice. I've been doing it 44 years. And all those years I was hunting. And in the last 12 or so, I've learned how to farm. And it's a lot easier and less stressful when you have some steps that you're employing on a monthly basis. And it's amazing how these folks will come back to you with family, friends, and your past customers with referrals and repeat business. And it's much more predictable and easier on your bank account. So about 5 or 6 years ago, when I got to love farming, I got involved. I found something that kind of made this, I call it marketing done for you type of approach in the farming process. And it's a company called By Referral Only. You can go to www.byreferralonly.com and see more about them. And so with the help of my executive assistant and myself, we've been able to automate some of these steps I've talked about, these first 7, and it's all done for you with very professional marketing. It's automatically mailed for you. It's automatically emailed out for you. And then there's some of the things you need to put a little more time in yourself, but it's all teed up and ready for you to go. And it takes a whole lot less time than having to figure this all out on your own. They've got the CRM. If you don't have a CRM, they've got the newsletter. If you don't have a newsletter resource that you're already using, et cetera, et cetera. The first, one of the neatest ones of their 7 steps is Fun Day Monday. So once a month, on the first Monday of the month, we shoot a quick video, and they send me a quirky little trivia question. And so I film it. Sometimes I'll wear a goofy hat or something like that. And I think I'm trying to remember what the last one was, but I can't remember the quirky question. I should have written it down. But anyway, so we film it. We blasted email out to my farm, our top 150, and everyone responds back by email with their answers. And even if they answer incorrectly, I tell them, because it's individual, you're not broadcasting it out to everybody. They either, congratulations, you have correctly answered the Fun Day Monday question. You're automatically placed in the grand prize drawing to be held 1 week from today. Be sure to check your email to see who won. And then the second, if someone answers incorrectly, you say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you answered incorrectly, but don't tell anybody, but I've erased your answer and I've put in the correct answer, so you're automatically placed into the grand prize drawing." And they love that stuff. So they all pay attention at the grand prize drawing. And again, we give them an Amazon gift card for the grand prize. And we typically get 20 to 30 who play each month. Nice, fun, easy way to stay top of mind as the top real estate agent. They have letters from the heart, which tell an interesting story that particular month that they automatically mail out to you as well as email. They have the newsletter, which is step number 3. They also do social media from the heart, which you can post on your social media accounts, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. They also have a referral reminder postcard, which is step number 5. And that referral reminder is cleverly written in a way that's everything you're doing it's not like you're beating them over the head. It's very friendly. It's very light, and it's very well accepted. And they do remember. They do comment to me when I see them, bump into them in the grocery store or wherever. Dates close to the heart. They could be anniversaries. These could be Mother's Day. Those could be special. Could be Memorial Day, could be different off, not necessarily Christmas and that type of thing. that they also will mail out for you automatically via, again, email as well as snail mail. And all of this is because they do it on such a large scale, it's very economical the way they do it. So it doesn't affect your pocketbook greatly. I love step number 7's most special day of the year, which is the birthday card that I send out. And so you can either use their birthday cards or you can pick out your own. Each year I pick out different cards so they don't see the same card each year. But in there, it's basically, hey, I'm sure you have great, big plans. I'm sure, Mary or whoever, your wife, has big plans for you on the most special day of the year. And I put that in parentheses. And say happy birthday, and then P.S. I hope you win big, and they get the scratch off lottery ticket. So all of those things, when you do them cohesively and consistently, it's not going to turn things around in 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, but it is over the period of 1 to 2 years. You're going to see a huge difference in phone calls that you get from family, friends, and past customers. They will think of you very first and top of mind. Some additional things that I call it BRO, by referral only, I call them BRO, that have taught me how to do, that have been very effective as additional referral-based activities. One is, and they have many of these are what I call client-centric type of events. One is every Thanksgiving, we send out a special invite, and they tee this up for you. We send out a special invite for a Thanksgiving, and we call it the Thanksgiving pie giveaway. And all they got to do, and we send it out by mail, by email, and by text. And all they got to do is tell us if they want apple or pumpkin. And then we have a place we use every year in our particular community. It's the Beaches Museum. It's a historical park that talks about and the museum loves it because we bring all these new people into their building. But anyway, so we give away typically 70 to 80 Thanksgiving pies the day before Thanksgiving each year. And it's a way for us to be able to see our customers, family, and friends face to face, and reconnect and have Thanksgiving together, so to speak. We put a little card on there that gives them a website they can go to if there's someone they think of. It's taped onto the Thanksgiving pie box. And it says, if you happen to think of family or friends or a neighbor that could use my real estate services, feel free to go here, that type of thing. So it's very effective. They love it. Free, and it's from a very top of the line bakery here that everyone knows and recognizes here. So they love that. So that's one client-centric event we do that really builds referrals. Another one is that we tried for the first time, and I'm sure a lot of people might have heard of this, and that is you throw a movie event. Now, during COVID, we couldn't do it, obviously, but now things are back to as normal as we can in the new normal that we're in. And so the movie event, we typically try and pick a lighthearted movie that's brand new to the scene. Joy, what was the name of the movie we did this past year? Who was it? Super Mario Brothers, the new release of the movie. And all these families showed up with their kids. We leased out a 65 seat at a brand new theater, and it was filled. It had a couple people extra even come. So we posed in front of the big movie poster with the family and the kids, and we also we include their popcorn and drinks and so forth. And it's just another way to stay top of mind and to show thanks to them, and they reciprocate. It's funny how when you give somebody something, they will love to help you back. And so I've gotten referrals out of that each year. So those are two additional things that we do to help build referrals and repeats in our business. And like at the top of the conversation today, it's more than 90% of my business each and every year for going on 7 or 8 years now.
That's a lot of good ideas in a short.
Yeah. So I could out and off, but I figured I'd leave some time at the end if anybody had any questions.
Yeah, I've got plenty of questions, but we got a number of people listening live here. Does anyone have questions they want to ask Steve or places to go deeper? Go ahead, Jason.
Hey, Steve. Do you limit it to 150 just for cost reasons, or just to make sure like that's people that are close to you, so you're not like?
Well, yeah, that's a great question, Jason. It can be however many you want. Just based on everything I've read over the years, it seems like that's the number. If it's just yourself, that you can manage effectively and stay in touch with.
Got it.
But it can be, if you have a team around you, I know some folks who will work with 400 and 500. I've heard of people saying, I'll work with 1,000. Well, I don't know if you can actually really have a close communication or contact with 1,000 people, but sounds neat.
Yeah. Is there like a random, statistic that out of the 150, how many, transactions that would produce? Or what do you see out of that? Just
so I've, over the last 2 years post-COVID, I've been approaching between 35 and 40 transactions.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, with an average sales price in the upper six figures. So it's very comfortable, manageable. I get to go to a football game here and there, and still have a quality of life. So it's great.
That's nice.
I love that. Anyone else have questions for Steve? Go ahead, Rachel.
So I had more questions about the newsletter. So I know you have that cool the trivia question that gets people engaged. What else do you add to the newsletter? Is it something that you create, or is it part of the buyreferral.com?
So By Referral has one, but I like the one that I'd used before I met By Referral Only, and you can go and check them out. It's called Service for Life, serviceforlife.com. They're a fantastic newsletter. They already have the trivia question already built in there, and you don't have to create anything in the newsletter other than the cover page that's included with it. And typically in there with the cover page, all you're giving one market stat of some kind is one paragraph. And then the second paragraph, you're giving thanks for something that's going on in your life. But the rest of it is all teed up. They print it for you and you can mail it for you, or you can have them mail it to you, and you can stuff the envelope and have it and mail it out. I find that when you stuff it yourself and mail it out yourself with a handwritten, it gets opened way more than when it's pre-printed, coming direct from the factory, so to speak.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great questions, Rachel. Good questions, Jason. And else we got about 5 minutes.
By the way, I was going to say, if anybody wants a free 30-day trial to By Referral Only, they have consented to that, and all you need to do for that is to text me your first and last name and your email address, and you will be automatically sent a link to try them out for 30 days and see everything about them. If you prefer, obviously you can go to buyreferralonly.com and just check out the website in advance before you send me a text with your email address, but I can get you a free 30-day trial.
Cool. How do they text you?
Send it to 904-219-0603.
904-219-0603. It's in the chat box, and Gian, will you put that with the show notes and whatever podcast platforms this ends up on? That would be awesome. I had a question for you, Steve, and that is cool, by the way. I didn't realize the Buy Referral Only platform had gotten that robust in everything they do. Like, that's pretty cool.
It's crazy how good they've gotten. So you'll learn a lot about them when you read them. A lot of history there you can catch up on.
Yeah.
And based out there in California where you are, Jesse.
Yeah. I've got a question, kind of just more of a philosophy thing, because I heard you kind of mention a few different versions of this as you're going through it. You said one of your steps was ask for referrals at the happiest moments of their life. A lot of what you're doing, I didn't hear a lot of direct, like, asking for referrals. You're just kind of showing up and being there and being top of mind. Do you do much of actually, like when you say ask for referrals, are you directly asking for business, or is it more just kind of like reminding them that you exist, engaging in the conversation? How does that work for you at a high level?
It's very subliminal. I mean, if everything you send them email wise, snail mail wise, text wise, social media wise, always includes that, Steve Williams, the Edgewater Home Team powered by eXp Realty, in your contact info, it just acts subliminally in their mind. It's a powerful way to remind them what you do on a full-time basis. But it's more of a lot of you folks won't remember this, but the Hare Krishners. Jesse, you ever remember them in the airports?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the Hare Krishners, you would walk through an airport. I remember them years ago. You don't see them anymore because you can't get in there anymore. But the Hare Krishners would approach you and give you something, like a flower or something very very nice, very in a friendly gesture. And of course, you would almost feel obligated to give them a tip back. And not that you're asking for tips when you're giving all these, offering all these things, the birthday cards, the letters from the heart, the stats and statistical information about the real estate market. But it's the same act. It's a reciprocal exchange of. It doesn't cost them anything to offer up a name or phone number of someone that might could use your help. So it's a reciprocation. It's just a human emotion, a human thing that you do.
I love that. The psychology of reciprocity. That's what I've always.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's cool because I know you, Steve, and like most people listening to this, you genuinely like people. Like you're doing this because you just like to be that resource, but because of the psychology of reciprocity, it ends up coming back to you without even having to consciously think about that part of it.
Yep, it really does, and you grow and you learn and you mature. And I can remember early in my career, I needed a lot of that. I needed to learn. I needed to mature. So. Take it from a grizzled old vet that if you start out younger than I did at this, you'll be way ahead of the curve.
I love it. Well, thanks for being here, Steve. This is great. If you guys, we dropped his cell number in the chat before. If you guys have questions for Steve or you want to try out the buyer referral platform, you can give him a text. And Steve, truly, this is great. There's a lot of good information in 30 minutes. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Jesse. All the best to all of you.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a good day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
Back at Agent Power Huddle. Amy Izzo will be here tomorrow, and we will see you then. Bye, guys. If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our eXp organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about eXp or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.